Okay, Franny, most unusual gift you've ever received from a guy. Go.
Oh, most unusual. Okay. Good one. So I was dating this guy for about 3 or 4 months. We started dating in August. I'm going to use Christmas gift. Is that okay? Like that,
Yeah, for sure.
it's
That's
obviously
timely. That's
very timely.
appropriate.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
trending right now. So I was dating this guy starting about August. Now, let me tell you two gifts that he gave me that were very unusual because they're relative. So he was a graphic designer. Hopefully he's not watching this now. He was a graphic designer, an awesome guy. He also had a painting side business. That's what he started in right after college. So I had gone away for a weekend to Nashville with some girlfriends, and he had asked my landlord, unbeknownst to me, we had talked about me painting my house. I had a condo at the time. We talked about painting it because obviously he owned a painting business. And I was like, well, what would you do? What would you do? And whatnot. So he picks me up from the airport on Sunday night from Nashville and he brings me home and puts my suitcase down. And I flip on the lights and I'm like, oh. He had painted my entire condo, like bedrooms, bathrooms, like every single wall. And let me just tell you, they were not a color palette that I would have picked for any single room.
Was
So
it all the same color or like
no,
different colors?
it was all
Oh my
different.
God.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but like color psychology, there's a lot to be said about color psychology. And one of the things is red. You never want to use red because it's a sign of aggression. Like if you think about all of like Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, they all have red in them. And so he painted my dining room wall. It was just one accent wall. It was like more of like a maroon color, like a Cabernet color, but it was
Yeah.
also just like it was not my thing. I'm very much a light. I mean, you can see my background. Like I'm very much a light, bright, airy. I mean, I do like navy and things like that. But so that was his first gift. And so that was about 2 months into us dating. So now fast forward, it's going into, the Christmas holiday season, and it's probably about 2 weeks before Christmas. And he had
Okay.
an awesome car. He had this beautiful Mercedes. And so he drives me in this beautiful car, and we're driving out to this very desolate area. And again, we're
Okay.
only 4 months into dating or whatnot. And so I mean, it was serious enough, right? I was mid 30s, probably about 35 or 36. So we're driving and we get to this huge, it's like a compound, right, from where I can see. And there's a gate. And we literally pull up, and it was like literally Kelly, like he's pushing the little keypad. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like where are we going? What are we doing? There was no civilization. It was literally like a big storage unit. It looked like a storage warehouse from the outside. So I'm thinking, this is not like he's taking me, to Bora Bora for the weekend or something like that.
Right.
Unless there's a hangar, like a private jet or something, which very well could have been with knowing this guy was kind of crazy like that. So we go inside and he pushes the keypad again to get another door. And then there was like another like like literally probably three or four different entryways, little keypad entryways. And I'm like, what is going on? And at this point, I'm a little bit tense because, I had a cell phone and everything, but I'm in the middle of nowhere. He had
Right.
driven, as a woman, you know how important that safety is. And now I'm going into this locked warehouse where I don't know what this is. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what is this? So we go in, and then now like I can see, and there's literally just shelves and shelves and shelves of things. And there's like crates, and I'm like, what is this? And he was like, well, this is one of my other business. He was an extremely successful entrepreneur, obviously, three businesses and he more. And so he says, well, I've never shared this with you, but I'd like to let you in on another side of my life. And he said, I'm a toy collector. And I was like, oh, so is this like Santa's workshop? Like, I was like, what is this? And so he literally had toys from like the 1900s, even probably the 1800s. I mean, there were Lincoln
Wow.
Logs, like there was everything and anything. And so he is very much into toys, which I knew because his house had some like, but very well done, but like some, very eccentric old-fashioned toys. And so he says to me, my Christmas gift to you is to pick any toy of your childhood you would want. And I was like, and now let me give you a quick little backstory. When I was in fourth grade, my house was taken in a tornado. And so literally, like my Barbie dream house was gone, my Cabbage Patch dolls were gone. So his thoughts and his intentions were super sweet to try to kind of bring back that nostalgia of my childhood. But it was a very unusual presentation of it. I
Right.
think too, it just felt like so when you ask what is your most unusual gift, I think that by far like is icing on the cake for the most unusual gift.
Did you
I
actually pick something? Did you like pick something or did
I
you?
picked a strawberry shortcake doll because I used to love the way that she smelled. And I don't know if do you
Oh,
remember? Did you have strawberry shortcake?
yes, I had strawberry shortcake for sure.
I actually picked the apricot one, apricot, whatever her name was. Like she had like, I don't even know. I mean, unfortunately, I don't have the doll now. He's, I think I probably gave
Did
it
you
to
sell
him.
it for a profit? Did you?
I should have sold it back to
You
him.
flipped
I
it?
should have sold it back to him for double and be like, oh, sorry. I think I gave it to one of my nieces and they were like, what is this? And
Oh,
like
they
threw it
hate
back.
you. They did, yeah, didn't
Yeah.
appreciate it at all.
And then I got actually a Cabbage Patch doll, but I'll be honest, where I was like, I was really hoping for diamond stud earrings, and a Cabbage Patch doll is not a really good close second to that. I'm just gonna put that out there. I don't know about what do you
Yeah,
think
oh
on
my
that?
gosh. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. It almost makes me wonder. I bet he has some sort of like childhood trauma that he's trying to resolve. Like, did he have like poverty, like issues when he was a little kid, right? That now he just wants all the toys or something? Do you
That's
know, do you happen to know about his story or no?
no, I mean, he had a really nice, I met his parents and everything like that, but I never knew any of that story behind it. But maybe there was like maybe some things his parents said, like this is the only one you're ever gonna get, or
Or
don't use
something.
this, like because everything was in vintage like boxes. I mean, everything was the legit real, real deal. And but it was like this was ahead of his time. He literally had a catalog, like a binder of Excel spreadsheets that was updated. And this
Oh,
was, 20 years ago at this point almost, and 15, I guess. And he had like a robot that like circled around. So this is really progressive for, it was 2007, 2008, maybe 2000 around then. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And so it also like kind of made me wonder, like, what else is this guy keeping from me? Like, if he has this huge storage warehouse where he's making millions of dollars on vintage toys or, these
right.
these amazing toys. So it kind of, I mean, I won't say that that was what ended the relationship, but not long after that relationship was over. So I would love to hear from anybody who's watching right now. One, did you have any strawberry shortcake? And two, did you have Cabbage Patch? And then, of course, I'm going to volley it back to you and see what is your most unusual gift that you have been given from a guy.
Yes, I will be happy to share that story. It's not a Christmas story. The most unusual gift is not a Christmas story, but I have to, the strawberry shortcake and cabbage patch. The thing I remember about strawberry shortcake is on my fifth birthday, they threw me a birthday party and I got strawberry shortcake everything. I got a strawberry shortcake sleeping bag, all these things, but I actually got incredibly sick. And I remember so clearly that I was sick and they had to stop my birthday party short because they had taken me to the doctor and I guess some lab results. I don't know. All I know is I literally had to leave my own birthday party to go to the hospital. And then I was in the hospital for like 3 weeks and they didn't know what it was. And then they ended up finding out that it was like strep that had settled in a gland or lymph node or something like that. But like, it's so crazy that strawberry shortcake is tied to that memory because I took my strawberry shortcake sleeping bag with me to the hospital. I wasn't about to leave my birthday party without that. And then I also remember I got a cabbage patch one year and I was so excited to get a cabbage patch. I have an older sister and she had all these cabbage patch with like the great hair and the yarn and you would do the little braids and whatever. And I got a cabbage patch, one of the baby ones with the little tuft of hair on top, like not legit hair. And there's literally a picture of me going, because I was like, it doesn't even have hair. I was so disappointed. I was
Of
like,
course.
it's a cabbage patch, but not really. Okay. So my worst gift or most unusual gift, i.e., worst, I'm going to say worst, is from this guy that I was dating. So this guy I dated in high school, and we dated, and he didn't have a job, and he didn't have his license, and he was kind, I drove him around, and I paid for things because I had a job or whatever. We dated when I was a sophomore, and then like we broke up. Probably because of all that stuff, right? But then the next year, he got a job and he messaged me and he's like, I know I didn't, take care of you when we were dating and I couldn't pay for things, but now I have a job and I want to make it up to you. And like he was talking all this game that he was gonna like redeem himself. And he's like, so I bought you a gift. And I think it was near Valentine's Day. It was like, I think it was near Valentine's Day because it wasn't just out of the blue. He's like, I got you a gift and I'm going to bring it to school tomorrow. And he's like, I don't want to tell you what it is. All I'm going to tell you is that it lasts forever. So, okay, ladies, when a boy tells you they're giving you something that lasts forever, like what do we all think it is? What do we think it is, Franny?
I'm thinking it's a diamond.
Yes, it's
Or some
jewelry,
kind of
right? We're
jewelry.
thinking
Yeah, some kind of
jewelry. We're
jewelry.
thinking
Yeah.
it lasts forever. We're thinking jewelry. Now, we were in high school. I did not expect, any sort of zha-zha, but a bracelet or something was where my mind was thinking. So he's like, I'm going to put it in your locker third hour. And so I was so excited. And I'm in Spanish class, so excited to go to my locker. And you guys, I went to my locker. I could not make this up if I tried. I went to my locker and it was a brown paper bag, like a school lunch bag
He was
that was like
classy.
wadded
He
up
was
at the top.
classy.
And in the bag was two things: a plastic M&M with M&Ms in it and a fake rose. You guys, a fake rose was the thing that was going to last forever. This was his best foot forward after getting a job and mooching for months and months. Like, this was his attempt at redeeming, was a brown paper bag with a plastic rose and some M&Ms.
Oh.
I
Do
just
you still have the plastic rose? Because it does last forever.
Girl, I don't even think it made it to the end of the day. I was like so mortified for him and like for the whole situation. Like, I just couldn't. My friend and I laughed the whole way through Spanish class. I was just like, this is just, you can't make it
So
up.
wait,
So
so
yeah.
how did you how did you connect with him? Did you say like this is stupid? Like what were you
You know
thinking?
what?
Did you even like say anything to him?
I know. And I'm trying to I honestly don't even remember. I blacked that out. Like, I don't know. I think I just said some sort of generic thank you or whatever. But yeah, definitely didn't win any points. Didn't win any points. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say that's an unusual gift. And I think the presentation of it is even that much more unusual as well. So
I know, even if you're going to give the plastic rose and the M&Ms, which is a travesty in and of itself, but like put it in some sort of presentation. He literally had a brown paper bag and it was like wadded up at the top. I'm like, okay. Anyways,
now I
poor
will
guy.
share this because, obviously this, the title of our, show here is Booze, Boys, and Bad Decisions. And so I've had some people tell me that I'm way too particular. So I would love to hear from you and then from other people. Like, obviously, I think I know what your answer is, but, if somebody shows up with a paper bag, a lunch bag with a gift, like, I don't know. I mean, I think for me, that's a non-negotiable. Like you're not getting a second date.
Right. For me, it's not at all about the price of the item. It's about the thoughtfulness or the lack of thoughtfulness. Like, you could give me something very expensive that totally lacks
Mhm.
thought or like a connection to me. You could buy me a very expensive fishing pole and
Mhm.
I would not be happy at all because clearly you have not met me or listened to anything
Right,
that I say if you buy me an expensive fishing pole, right?
right,
Conversely, you could buy me a $5 or $10 journal that is whatever, and or candle, and I would be
right,
so touched. I would be like thrilled into the
right,
moon or whatever. So yeah, 100%. It's not about the price tag, but it is for me about the thoughtfulness or lack of thoughtfulness
right.
that, yeah.
No, and it's funny.
Which,
I actually dated. Go ahead.
well, I was gonna say, like, I think we were talking too about like, so worst holiday gift. And I love my mom dearly. My mom is no longer with us, but my mom was one of those people for the longest time that she would get you the gift she felt like you needed to have. Like, it had little to nothing to do with what you wanted
Right.
or what you might enjoy. I remember one year so distinctly. So I was a single mom and whatever else, and she bought me a safe because she felt like I needed to have a safe in my house. And I'm like, what am I putting in a safe? Like, who's coming to steal? Like, I hate guns. I would never have a gun in my house. Like, do I have like bars of gold or like important jewelry that we need to keep in the safe? Like, it was the most, I was so annoyed because, again, being a single mom, I had no partner to buy me Christmas gifts, right? Like, my
Right.
kids aren't buying me Christmas gifts. The only Christmas gift I'm going to get is from my parents. So you kind of bank on, like, hey,
Right.
can I get a
Right.
massage or something to like spoil me a little bit? And this
Right.
woman buys me a safe, like a legit safe.
She's very pragmatic.
Oh, so pragmatic. She
Very
got better. She got better as she got older. And actually, she came to faith, which is one of the things that I hold near and dear to my heart. Is probably like 4 or 5 years after that, I had the honor and privilege of leading her to the Lord and then watching her literally change and transform right in front of my eyes. And we became best of friends. And then she was very selfless, very good gift giver. In those 5 years, she really
um,
learned how to love people well and how to focus on them. Yeah.
That's super sweet. My mom's very
Yeah.
thoughtful with gift giving, so I'll just finish share this and then we can finish today's episode here. But a couple years ago, I had a cousin who bought his fiance, not even his wife, his fiance for Christmas, a brand new luxury SUV. I can't remember if it was a Porsche or Jaguar. I
Oh, wow.
think it was maybe a Jaguar. I cannot remember 100%. So, and like she went out to the driveway and there was like this huge boat, just like you see on the commercials on TV, and you're like, oh my gosh. And they turn and they kiss and all the things. And I was like, oh my gosh. And wow. And I remember, like you said, I'm not a mom, but I remember being, I'm single. And I was like, oh, my friends have boyfriends to buy them really great gifts and husbands who buy them really great gifts and blah, blah, blah. And it was probably a few days before Christmas. And I remember telling my mom this story, and I was just feeling very much a pity party. Like I was like, it's all about me and I don't have anyone to buy me nice gifts. So my mom kind of rallied my brother, who they're super sweet. And I think that she made him feel, badly for me. Again, the pity party, now was extended to the other people's, my other members of my family. And so they went to K Jewelers and they bought me a very nice necklace, not the one I'm wearing because I unfortunately did not like the necklace and I returned it. But um, they bought me a necklace, and my mom was like, "Well, I wanted to buy you something really special." It was very sweet. It didn't match the SUV intentions, but her intention was very sweet. But it was also one of those things where I was like, "Oh my gosh, like what have I come to at this point where now my mom's buying me jewelry?" And
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
so
Franny,
it was a
every
moment.
kiss begins with K. You should just embrace
I should have
it.
cherished it. I mean, what was I
Well,
thinking?
here's a question. Okay, so here that's a good question for the viewers, our many viewers. If you if you get a gift that you don't like, and let's make it in the romantic category. If you get a gift from your partner that you don't like, do you tell them? Do
Oh,
you return it or exchange it? Or do you say you love it and suck it up and wear it? Like, what is your take on if you get a gift that you don't like from your partner? How do you handle? I'm trying to think of if I ever I did get a necklace one time that I did not like and I wore. It was a heart. I'm not a heart girl. I'm just not a heart girl. And it was like a heart necklace. And I wore it all the time. And then we were with some friends and somebody said something about don't ever get a girl hearts. And I was like, yeah. And then my guy was like, it slipped out. And I was like, oh, except for this one. I love this one. Like, I tried to cover it. I try, Franny. I try, you know?
well, see, I think, and I'm just gonna, put this out there. This goes back to my comment about sometimes where people think I'm picky. I'm like, no, I just have certain ideals, I guess, maybe because again, like you said earlier, it doesn't matter the amount of the gift. If the person knows me well enough, they know before they go into the store that they're gonna ask me, you know, do you like, sorry, my dog is back there, she's dreaming. But they're gonna ask, like, what are some of your favorite kind? Like, they're gonna also be perceptive and know, like, notice my jewelry. Have I ever worn a heart? No. What are my favorite gems? Like, they're gonna ask those kinds of things or perhaps know them just from observation. And so I would have a really hard time with that. I I'll be honest. So I was engaged when I was 26 and I didn't like the
Yeah.
ring.
Same.
And that
Same.
was
I've been married multiple times. We'll probably dive into that later. The very first time I ever got engaged and married, I said, I don't care what you get me. And it doesn't even have to be a diamond, just some sort of something. But I said, all I ask is that it's not marquee cut. I did not like marquee cut diamond. Franny, what did I get? Hand to God.
maybe he thought you said I only want a marquee cut.
I don't know. I really don't know. I was like, all I asked was for one thing that I didn't
Oh,
want, and
bless his
that's what I
heart.
got. And I wore the ring proudly and whatever. Like I never made any comment about it, which is just like that is such a like word picture for that relationship
Yeah.
in general
Yeah.
entirely. But yeah, so well, on
Well,
to better
thinking
days. The next season is the best season, right? All the good things to come. We'll get it locked in.
we'll get it all together and hopefully not in a paper bag. Although if it is I don't know, if it's really nice, hopefully it won't be a heart-shaped diamond that'll be coming
Yeah,
your way
right. Oh my gosh.
in a paper bag. So, all right. So we would love to hear from you guys, down below, as Kelly mentioned, what would you do? And we're going to be exploring some of these other topics in future episodes because there's something that's deeper there, right? If we don't feel comfortable to tell someone, you know, why we don't like that, and what our own standards are around that, we'll kind of dive into that in a future episode. But we are so glad that you are here. This is Booze, Boys, and Bad Decisions. I always want to put boys first, but we know that oftentimes they're all kind of all connected, right?
They're
You
all
know,
intermingled. They're all together. Yes, yes,
so.
yes, yes. All
All
right,
right.
guys.
Well, thanks for tuning in today, you guys. Stay tuned for our next episode. It'll be coming up here shortly. And make sure to check our shorts as well. We've got some really fun excerpts that we pull from here, as well as some other original content that we would love to have you chime in during the week in between episodes.
And subscribe so that you know when our next episode's coming out for sure.
Amen. All right. We'll talk to you
All
guys
right.
soon. Have a great day.